God's advice today. Have you ever felt that God is trying to speak to you, yet in the busyness of life, His signs go unnoticed? This message invites you to pause, reflect, and open your heart. Perhaps this is exactly what you needed to hear today. Watch until the end with openness, and if these words touch you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to receive more messages like this. Don't forget to check the pinned comment for a 1-minute prayer and a recommended message to help strengthen your faith even more. God said, "My beloved child, listen carefully, for this moment is not an accident, it is a divine appointment written long before you were born. I have called you in many ways, through whispers in your heart, through circumstances that redirected your steps, through feelings you could not explain. You may have ignored my voice, doubted my presence, or questioned my love, but still I pursued you with a love that never stops, never grows tired, never turns away." Do you feel ready for a profound change in your life and in the lives of those you love? Sometimes, all it takes is a small step of faith to open the doors to abundance, peace, and the blessings God has already prepared for us. A simple 1-minute prayer can be the beginning of a spiritual journey that transforms your inner world and reflects outwardly. If you wish to attract more light, balance, and prosperity, both spiritual and material, click the link in the first comment. There, you will find a simple, lovingly guided practice that can help you connect more deeply with the divine presence in your life. Do you remember the nights when your tears soaked the pillow, when loneliness wrapped around you like a cold wind? I was there, collecting every tear, strengthening you in ways you did not see. Do you recall the opportunities that vanished suddenly, or the friendships that ended without explanation? Those were not accidents, they were shields I placed around you. My protection is often invisible, but never absent. Even when you walked in the opposite direction of my calling, I stayed close, waiting patiently for this moment when your spirit would be ready to listen again. My child, I am speaking to you now, clearly and lovingly. Call to me and I will answer you. Jeremiah capítulo 33 versículo 3. You have carried burdens that no one else knows, weight on your chest, fear in your mind, doubts hidden behind your smile. I know every detail, every silent battle, every question you buried because you didn't know who to trust. And yet, through all of this, I have been sustaining you. Think back, remember the moment when you almost gave up, when you felt like you couldn't carry the heaviness anymore? And still, somehow, strength appeared. That strength was me. You may think it was coincidence, luck, or your own resilience, but my hand was holding you firmly when everything seemed to collapse. Take a breath right now. Let your heart recognize the truth, you were never walking alone. I have guided you through storms meant to break you, through decisions meant to confuse you, through situations that tried to steal your identity. And even when you felt distant from me, I remained close to you. My child, I want you to acknowledge what your heart already knows. Comment below if you have ever felt protected by something you couldn't explain. I have seen the thoughts you never verbalized, the ones that kept you awake at night, the ones that made you question your value. I know the fear behind your decisions, the anxiety behind your silence, the pressure behind every step you take. Yet my love for you has never wavered. When you felt unworthy, I saw potential. When you felt broken, I saw a future. When you felt lost, I saw the path you were meant to walk. You cannot scare me away with your mistakes, nor push me away with your doubts. I am the one who formed you, who knows your name, your story, your scars, your dreams, and your destiny. I am the one who walked beside you when you thought no one cared. My calling remains upon you, and nothing you have done has canceled it. My child, hear me, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Jeremiah capitulo 1 versiculo 5. I have always known you, not the version you show to the world, but the real you. And it is that version I love completely. There were moments when you wondered if your prayers reached me at all, moments when you felt unheard, unnoticed, abandoned. But every prayer, even the ones whispered in weakness, reached my heart. I heard you when you asked for strength. I heard you when you begged for clarity. I heard you when all you could manage was a quiet, trembling "help me." And I never ignored you. Sometimes I answered in silence because silence is where your heart becomes still enough to hear me. Sometimes I answered with delays because delay prepares you for what your hands were not ready to hold. Sometimes I answered by closing doors because those doors would have destroyed you. I have always known what you needed, even when you only knew what you wanted. Now I ask you, pause for a moment and reflect on the times life redirected you unexpectedly. Comment below if you can now see that some closed doors were actually protection. My beloved child, I have waited for this moment, the moment where your heart is quiet enough to hear me fully. I am not calling you to fear, guilt, or shame. I am calling you to awakening. Your soul is thirsty, and I am the one who satisfies. Your mind is tired, and I am the one who restores. Your heart is wounded, and I am the one who heals. You were created with purpose, intention, and destiny written into your very being. The world tried to convince you that you were alone, that you were ordinary, that you were forgotten. But I say this to you now, you are chosen. You are loved. You are mine. And I have never taken my eyes off you. The battle you are facing is not meant to destroy you, it is meant to reveal you. Do not fear this calling, embrace it. For I walk before you, beside you, and within you. Fear not, for I am with you. I will strengthen you and help you. Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10. Did you know that there is an effective method to attract greater financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deep-seated beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It had a profound impact on my life, and we would like to invite you to explore this special practice. When we trust that God wants to act in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each of us in a unique and wonderful way. That's why it's important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you would like to support our work and the team dedicated to bringing content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to check out our product. The link is available in the first comment, so you can discover how this technique can also help you on your journey. Your contribution helps us continue sharing messages that make a difference. We deeply appreciate your trust and support. My beloved child, remember the first time you felt my presence, even if you could not name it at the time. Perhaps it was a sudden warmth in your chest, a calm whisper in your mind, or a moment of clarity that came when you least expected it. I have been with you long before you were aware, guiding, protecting, and shaping your spirit. Even the smallest joys, the quiet victories, and the unnoticed blessings were my hand upon your life. Every time a situation seemed hopeless, I intervened, sometimes subtly, sometimes in ways you could only understand in hindsight. Those moments were not mere coincidences, they were my whispers of love and protection. You were never alone, my child. I have walked with you through every fear, every doubt, every hidden struggle. I have placed people in your life, opened doors, and closed others to preserve your destiny. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Psalm 23 verse 1. Think back on the quiet times when you felt comforted even though nothing seemed to change outwardly. Maybe it was a morning when the sun felt like a warm hug, or a stranger's smile that reached deep into your soul. These were my gentle reminders that you are never alone, even in moments of despair. I have witnessed your hidden tears, your private prayers, and your secret hopes. I know your heart more intimately than anyone else, and every struggle you endured has strengthened your spirit in ways you cannot yet measure. You were learning, growing, and being prepared for the work I have destined for you. Comment, in weakness, I find the strength of God. There were times when life seemed unfair, when doors closed abruptly, and friends departed unexpectedly. Yet in my divine wisdom, those were moments of protection, redirection, and preparation. You may not have understood at the time, but I was orchestrating events to shield you from harm and to guide you toward your calling. Every heartbreak, every setback, every moment of loneliness was purposeful. I have seen the prayers you whispered silently in the darkness, the courage you mustered when fear gripped your heart, and the moments you chose faith over doubt. My child, I am reminding you now that your journey has always been sacred. Your life has never been ordinary, and every hidden struggle has shaped the person you are becoming. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. In every encounter and farewell, I see the hand of God guiding my path. Each person who has entered my life brought with them a purpose, whether to teach me, to challenge me, to love me, or to inspire growth within me. Those who stayed for a season left behind lessons, memories, and sometimes wounds that shaped who I am today. Those who quietly walked away created space for new experiences, new relationships, and new blessings that I could not have imagined. Even the moments of disappointment, the dreams that were postponed, and the plans that never came to fruition were never wasted. They were part of a divine orchestration, carefully designed to protect me, to prepare me, and to guide me toward a life filled with meaning and purpose. When I pause to reflect on the people, the connections, and the separations, I understand that nothing in my journey has happened by chance. Every meeting, every goodbye, every twist and turn has been a manifestation of love, a reminder that God's wisdom and timing are perfect. I trust that each experience, whether joyous or painful, is shaping me into the person I am meant to become, and I move forward with gratitude, faith, and awareness of His guiding hand. Comment, in every meeting and farewell, I see God's hand guiding my path. My child, remember the moments when you felt protected without fully understanding why. Perhaps it was a last-minute change of plans that seemed insignificant at the time, a sudden warning that arose from intuition, or a seemingly random event that kept you safe from harm. I was present in every detail of your life, carefully weaving my love and guidance into the fabric of your journey. Even when you were unaware, I was ensuring your growth, nurturing your heart, and steering you away from what could have caused pain. Every challenge you faced, every obstacle you overcame, and every moment of uncertainty was watched over by my eyes, guided by my hand, and held within my love. Even when you felt alone, you were never truly alone, for my presence was with you, surrounding you with unseen protection. I have been preparing you for a destiny far greater than your current understanding, shaping your resilience, wisdom, and sensitivity to hear my voice. These sacred moments, though often unnoticed, are evidence of my love and proof that your life has a divine purpose. They are reminders that nothing in your journey has been random, that every experience was intentional, and that you are deeply cherished and guided by me in all things. Take a moment now to reflect on the memories of protection and guidance in your life, the subtle nudges, the quiet warnings, the gentle hand that turned you away from danger without your knowledge. Every tear you have shed, every whispered prayer, every silent moment of surrender has been witnessed and valued. These moments are not coincidences. They are sacred reminders of my presence, of the love I have poured into your life, and of the ways I have been preparing you for the purpose I have ordained. When you pause to recognize these blessings, you begin to see the evidence of my care in all things, even in the moments you may have overlooked or dismissed. Your life has always been under my protection, and every part of your journey has been sacred. Trust that the guidance you may have missed was intentional, that every delay and every closed door was part of my perfect plan, and that every step has been a lesson designed to strengthen your faith. As you reflect, allow gratitude and awareness to fill your heart, knowing that your life is guided by my wisdom and held in my love. These memories are a testimony of divine care, and a call to see my hand at work in every aspect of your life. Comment: I see God's protection in every moment of my life. My beloved child, there have been times when you have turned away from me, choosing the comfort of control over the surrender I desire. You have carried the weight of decisions made in isolation, believing that self-sufficiency could bring peace. Yet in doing so, you have created distance between your heart and mine. I have been patient, loving, and persistent, but the consequences of ignoring my call have been felt in your spirit. Every moment of pride, every choice made to walk alone, has added to the burden you feel today. Know this, my child, I have never abandoned you. I have allowed these lessons so you could see the emptiness of self-reliance and the fullness that comes from trusting me completely. Your struggles, your doubts, your failures, none of them escape my attention. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. Proverbs chapter 3 verses 5 and 6. Let this truth sink into your soul and begin to release the weight that has pressed upon you. Reflect on the times you believed you were in control, only to realize that life had a way of humbling you. These moments, though painful, are windows through which my love and guidance become evident. Even when you have felt lost, rejected, or alone, I have been orchestrating circumstances for your protection, removing people and situations that could have harmed you. I am asking you now to recognize that the obstacles, the closed doors, and the missed opportunities were not punishments, they were acts of love. They were my way of keeping you on the path of purpose. Allow yourself to see that not every loss is a failure, and not every ending is a tragedy. Comment: I see God's protection even in the moments I thought I was alone. You may have believed that your life was entirely in your hands, but that belief is a veil that hides the truth of my presence. Every plan you have made, every effort to control outcomes, has been measured against my wisdom. I have walked beside you, unseen yet powerful, intervening in ways you cannot fully perceive. Some people have been removed from your life, some doors have been closed, and some seasons have ended abruptly, all for your good, all for the purpose I have set for you. I know it has been difficult to accept, and I know your heart longs for understanding. But my ways are higher than your ways, and my love deeper than any human understanding. Even the moments of silence you endured were filled with my presence, preparing you for what is to come. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. Take a moment to examine the choices that have distanced you from me, not in guilt, but in clarity. See how I have been present even in the moments you doubted, how I have steered you toward growth, and how I have provided protection when you could not see it. Comment, I recognize that God has been guiding me even when I did not listen. The illusions of independence, my child, have burdened your soul. You have tried to solve everything on your own, to carry the weight of life without asking for my help. Yet the truth is that life is never meant to be endured alone. I am here to carry, to strengthen, and to guide. When you surrender, the weight you have carried for so long begins to lift. When you trust, the fear that has haunted you dissolves in the light of my love. Even when others have disappointed you, even when your plans have failed, I have been faithful. My presence is constant, my guidance unwavering, and my love infinite. It is time to release the burden of silence, to allow me into the spaces you have kept locked, and to step into the fullness I have prepared for you. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew chapter 11 verse 28. Look back at the moments you have carried unnecessary weight, believing it was your responsibility alone. See how I have intervened, protected, and prepared you without your knowledge. Comment, I will let God carry my burdens and guide my steps. Even when life seems chaotic, my child, my presence is unwavering. The storms you faced, the confusion you endured, and the solitude you felt were all moments of preparation for your purpose. I have been shaping your character, refining your spirit, and teaching you patience and trust. Each challenge was a tool of my love, each trial a lesson in reliance on me. You are stronger than you realize, not because of what you did alone, but because of my hand that has never let go. Walk now with awareness of my presence, with courage to release what you cannot control, and with trust in the unfolding plan I have for you. Comment, I will trust God's plan even when I cannot see the way. My beloved child, I have placed a purpose within you that is unique and insurmountable. You were created with gifts, talents, and a calling that only you can fulfill. Every skill you have, every passion that ignites your heart, is part of the blueprint I designed before the foundations of the world. Do not underestimate the value of your life or the impact you can make. Even the smallest acts of love, faith, and kindness ripple outward in ways you cannot fully comprehend. Every trial you endured has been shaping you to walk boldly into the destiny I have prepared. Remember that you are not here by accident, and nothing in your life is meaningless. The path may not always be easy, but it is designed for your growth and the fulfillment of my plan. Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others, as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. 1 Peter chapter 4 verse 10. Trust that I am equipping you for the work only you can do. Reflect on the talents and passions I have placed in your heart, even the ones you have doubted or overlooked. See how every interest, every spark of creativity, and every longing for goodness are part of your divine purpose. You were designed to leave an imprint that extends far beyond your own life. Comment, I will embrace the gifts God has placed in me and use them for His purpose. Your future, my child, is filled with blessings beyond your imagination. I have prepared doors that you cannot yet see, relationships that will strengthen your journey, and opportunities that will fulfill your calling. Even the hardships you faced were lessons to prepare you for these moments. Your life is meant to impact generations, to bring hope, healing, and transformation to those who will come after you. The work I have given you is not only for today but for eternity. You were chosen for such a time as this, and every step you take toward obedience multiplies blessings far beyond your comprehension. Remember, you are my child, and I delight in your faithfulness. Now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us. Ephesians chapter 3 verse 20. Trust in my power to fulfill your destiny. Consider the future I have prepared for you and the legacy you are building. Even small choices, acts of obedience, and moments of courage contribute to the greater story I am writing through your life. Comment, I will step into God's plan and trust Him to lead my future. I have given you unique gifts that the world needs, qualities of compassion, courage, wisdom, and creativity. Do not hide them. Do not underestimate their impact. Your presence matters, your actions have purpose, and your words can change lives. The obstacles you faced, the doors that were closed, and the hardships endured were all part of preparing your heart to receive and exercise these gifts fully. My promises are certain. The life I have prepared for you is abundant, filled with joy, peace, and the satisfaction of walking in your calling. Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. Psalm 37 verse 4. Believe in this truth and embrace your purpose with courage and confidence. Take a moment to reflect on the ways God has been preparing you for your calling. Consider the people, experiences, and lessons that shaped you. Comment, I will trust God's preparation and walk boldly in my purpose. The impact you will have is not only for you, but for those around you and the generations to come. Every act of faith, every sacrifice, and every step of obedience echoes into eternity. You were created to shine, to lead, and to leave a lasting mark on the world. Your life is a story of divine intention, a testimony of my love and faithfulness. I call you now to embrace it fully, to act boldly, and to live intentionally. You are a beacon of hope and purpose in a world that desperately needs light. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Matthew chapter 5 verse 14. Let your light shine, my child. Look at the life I have designed for you, full of promise and destiny. Reflect on the ways you have already begun walking in this calling. Comment, I will shine my light and fulfill God's purpose in my life. My beloved child, I speak to you now with a depth of urgency shaped by love, patience, and the desire to see you fully awaken to the purpose I placed within you before your first breath. I have been near in moments you considered silent, guiding your steps, protecting your path, and whispering direction into the corners of your heart when you felt too overwhelmed to notice. This moment is not accidental, it is a sacred appointment meant to shift the course of your journey. I call you once more, not with judgment, but with a plea that carries the weight of eternity. You were created for more than survival, more than routine, more than the quiet battles you fight alone. I see every fear, every hesitation, every unanswered question, and I still choose you. My child, hear me, today, if you hear His voice, do not harden your hearts. Hebrews chapter 3 verse 15. I am inviting you to respond while your spirit is still tender enough to feel my presence drawing you forward into transformation. Take a moment to breathe deeply and allow these words to settle into the hidden places you rarely show anyone. Reflect on the countless moments when your heart felt stirred without explanation, when circumstances aligned in ways that seemed too intentional to ignore, and when an inner pull urged you to pause, reconsider, or change direction. Those moments were never coincidences. They were gentle invitations, opportunities for you to recognize that I have been speaking to you far more often than you realized. Let this be the moment when everything inside you becomes still enough to acknowledge that my voice has always been familiar to your spirit. You have felt it in your longing for peace, in your desire for meaning, and in the quiet ache that whispers there must be something more. Right now, choose to lean in rather than pull away. Let this be the moment you decide to listen fully, without resistance or fear. Comment, Lord, I open my heart to your voice and choose to listen deeply. My child, I know the weight you have carried in silence, the emotions you tried to bury, the questions you never dared to speak aloud. I saw every night when sleep refused to come, every moment when your heart felt stretched between hope and despair, and every battle where you felt alone even though I stood beside you. Nothing you endured has been wasted. Every experience has shaped your spirit, strengthened your resilience, and prepared you for the calling I placed within you. Even the moments that felt like abandonment were seasons in which I was shielding you from paths that would have harmed you deeply. Understand that I have always been working in the unseen, orchestrating events in ways that protected your future long before you understood what was happening. I have removed people who would have destroyed your peace, closed doors that would have led you away from purpose, and redirected you when your steps were heading toward heartbreak. Trust that my guidance has always been rooted in love. The Lord will fight for you, you need only to be still. Exodus chapter 14 verse 14. I have fought battles you never even knew existed. Now pause and look back at your journey with honest clarity. Consider the times when you felt disappointed because something you desperately wanted slipped through your fingers, only to later realize that losing it protected you from deeper pain. Think about the relationships that ended suddenly, the opportunities that dissolved without explanation, and the unexpected turns that forced you into unfamiliar territory. Each of those moments was a sign of my care, even when it didn't feel like protection at the time. I have been guiding you away from counterfeits so you could eventually receive what is truly meant for you. I have been teaching you discernment, strengthening your intuition, and preparing your heart to recognize what aligns with your purpose. Nothing in your journey has been random, every redirection had intention, every delay carried purpose, and every loss made room for something greater. Let this truth settle into your spirit and bring peace to the places where confusion once lived. Comment, I trust God's guidance, even when I don't understand it. My child, I know the internal struggles that rise when you think about surrendering fully to my will. You fear losing control, yet the control you cling to has only exhausted your spirit and drained your strength. You have tried to carry burdens I never intended for you to bear alone. You have attempted to build a future without accessing the fullness of my guidance, and even then, I remained patient, gently redirecting your steps. I understand the hesitation in your heart, the tension between wanting my will and fearing what it might require. But hear me, everything I ask you to release is something that has been limiting you. Everything I invite you to embrace is something that will elevate you. My plans have always been for your good, never for your harm. If only you knew how much beauty awaits on the other side of surrender, you would run into my arms without delay. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. Trust that my intentions for you are overflowing with goodness. Take this moment to honestly observe the areas of your life where you've held on too tightly. Think about the fears that have guided your decisions, the habits that have kept you stuck, and the doubts that have convinced you to stand still when you were meant to move forward. You've carried expectations that were placed on you by others, pressures that never reflected my voice, and worries that slowly dimmed your confidence. Yet even in those moments, I have remained close, patiently waiting for the day you would finally allow me to lift the weight off your shoulders. Let this be the moment when you breathe deeply and recognize that surrender is not loss, it is liberation. When you place everything in my hands, you open the door for transformation that you could never achieve on your own. Release the fear. Release the hesitation. Release the belief that you must figure everything out by yourself. You are not meant to walk this journey alone. Comment, Lord, I surrender everything that has been holding me back. My beloved child, the transformation I desire to bring into your life begins the moment you decide to fully trust me. I have seen every tear you cried in secret, every silent plea buried beneath your breath, every moment when hope felt distant yet you continued to push forward. Nothing you have endured has been overlooked. I have stored your tears, and I am ready to turn them into testimonies of restoration. You are not too broken, not too late, not too lost. I am the one who brings beauty from ashes and strength from weakness. The wounds you carry will not define you, they will become markers of my healing. Your story is not over, this is the beginning of a new chapter shaped by my grace. I am calling you to rise, to believe again, and to trust that what lies ahead is far greater than what lies behind you. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. Psalm 147 verse 3. Allow me to bind the places where you still bleed and breathe new life into the dreams you buried long ago. Now take a moment and look gently into the deepest parts of your heart, the places you hide, the fears you avoid, the disappointments you rarely speak about. Feel how those unspoken wounds have shaped your thoughts, influenced your decisions, and convinced you to settle for less than what I created you to carry. Yet even in your hidden pain, I have never turned away from you. I have walked beside you through every silent battle, waiting for the moment you would allow me to enter fully. This is that moment. Let yourself feel what you've suppressed, not to break you, but to release you. Healing begins when you stop pretending you're fine and finally allow me to restore what life has fractured. You don't need to perform for me. You don't need to hide your weakness. I know you completely, and I love you entirely. Open the doors you've locked for years and let my presence fill every corner of your soul. Comment, Lord, I open my heart to your healing and restoration. My child, as you step closer to me, understand that the journey ahead will require courage, but you will never walk it alone. I am strengthening you for what is coming, preparing your heart for the blessings I have already set in motion. Do not be afraid of the unknown, I am already there. Do not fear what you cannot see, I am the one who goes before you. Every step of obedience creates ripples beyond anything you could imagine. Your transformation will touch lives you have never met, heal wounds you did not cause, and break generational patterns that once felt unshakable. You were not chosen by accident, you were chosen with intention. You carry a light that darkness cannot extinguish, even when you feel fragile. Trust that what I place in your hands will grow, and what I remove will protect you. Walk boldly, for I walk with you. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Deuteronomy chapter 3 verse 6. Let these words be your foundation whenever doubt tries to rise within you. Pause now and imagine the path ahead of you, not defined by fear or past mistakes, but shaped by the future I am preparing. Picture yourself walking with confidence, carrying peace where anxiety once lived, embracing hope where discouragement once settled. This future is not distant, it begins the moment you choose to trust me completely. Allow yourself to believe that you are worthy of healing, worthy of joy, worthy of purpose. Release the voice that says you are not enough. Release the memory of every moment that made you feel small or forgotten. I am rewriting your story, guiding you into a season where clarity replaces confusion and strength replaces despair. Let this be the moment you choose to step forward with faith, knowing I am guiding every detail. You are capable of more than you know because my power works within you. As you move into the next chapter of your life, let this truth anchor your spirit: you are never walking alone. Comment: I trust God with my future, and I choose to walk in faith. Pause now and look closely at how far you have come. Consider the things that once seemed impossible but are no longer heavy on your shoulders. Think about the battles you thought would break you, yet here you stand, stronger than you ever imagined. The progress you've made was not by coincidence. It was the result of resilience built inside you through every moment you chose to rise when giving up felt easier. I want you to acknowledge the strength you often overlook, the wisdom you gained from every hardship, and the courage that carried you through seasons you never expected to survive. You are not the same person you once were, and that is evidence of my hand at work in you. Let gratitude soften your heart and hope expand inside your spirit. This reflection is not meant to glorify the past but to prepare you for a greater future. Let these realizations remind you that nothing is wasted. Comment: Lord, thank you for bringing me this far and shaping who I am becoming. With love, God. I hope this message has been an inspiration to you. If it touched your heart, write Amen in the comments and share it with someone who also needs to hear this word. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer and a suggestion to strengthen your spiritual journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring content like this. See you tomorrow.